Okay, the last part of section 1.3 has to do with parallel and perpendicular lines. Again, we're dealing with equations in slope-intercept form, so that's what we want our final answer to look like, unless they ask it for in standard form. In this particular case, we're going to leave it in point-slope form. So you need to remember that parallel lines have equal slopes, and perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals, meaning you change the sign of them and you flip them if it's a fraction. So if a regular slope is 2/3, a perpendicular slope is -3/2. So this is the typical type of problem that you'll see in regards to parallel and perpendicular lines. They're going to give you the equation of a line and ask you to come up with the equation of a line that's parallel to it or perpendicular to it if it goes through a specific point, like this. Okay, I'm using the same equation in part A and B, y plus 2x equals 3. So I need a line that's parallel to that and perpendicular to it that goes through -3, 2. All right, we're going to start with a parallel one. And we need to identify what the slope is right away. And hopefully you can tell just by looking at it that if I take and put this 2x over on that side, it's going to give me a slope of -2. Just like that. So I know my slope is -2, and then I have everything that I need to come up with the equation of the line. I have a point, and I have that slope, and plug them into the point slope form. Yes, the slope is -2. All right, so here's the point slope form, and we're going to plug in the numbers. Y2, Y1, X1, and M. Want to see that again? So now I distribute the -2. Add the 2 over. And there it is. Y equals -2x minus 4. Now just for the heck of it, I'm going to, if they did ask for standard form, it would look like this. I just need to bring this over. So it would just be 2x plus y equals 4. That would be standard form. Okay, now we have to do part B, which was the perpendicular line. And since we already know that the slope was -2 of the original, our perpendicular slope is going to be 1/2. Okay, 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. So the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2. And then, of course, we have to change the sign on it. So again, we have everything that we need. We're just going to plug things in. The 2 and the -3, just like we did before. But now our slope is 1/2. Distribute. Bring the 2 over. And there's my answer in slope-intercept form. I'm going to do this one in point slope as well, because one thing I didn't, in standard form as well, because one thing I didn't point out when I explained that equation is that A, B, and C must all be whole numbers. All right, so I can't have fractions, and that's why I'm going over this. So the easiest way to get rid of the fractions on this is to multiply everything by 2. So I have 2y equals x plus 7, right, when I take and multiply by 2. Bring the x over, x plus, -x plus 2y equals 7. That would be the equation in standard form. Adios, muchachos.